All right. What's going on, everyone? Aaron here, Clean Cut Small and Care. It is Monday morning. It's just after 7, maybe 7:10 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go fuel up the truck, fuel up all the cans, get another 5 gallons of mix, and go do route number 1. However, before we do that, quick announcement. We are adding a segment to the channel called Let's Talk About It. What the segment is maybe like once a week, we're gonna do a video where it's not vlog style video, just allowing us to talk about whatever we want. Okay, it could be talking about equipment, even equipment we don't have. It could be equipment that's coming out that I'm just interested in. It could be the way we run business, or procedures we have in place. It could be opinions on certain matters. Maybe it would be talking to some of you. So I think it will allow a whole different level of content to be put on the channel that we haven't been able to put on before. You already seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Episode 1 right now of Let's Talk About It, called The Chopping Block. We did drop a customer. We had the customer for all of 2022. We had the customer so far all of this year. She has been a hassle. She became a pain in the ass, so she got dropped on hers. Let's talk about it. All right, so to tell the story, let's go back to her originally calling for an estimate. She would call and tell me that the company that had previously been doing her mowing informed her that they were no longer servicing that area. Now, this was in the winter of 2022. We had just wrapped up our first year of mowing, and I want to say we were still in snow removal for our first winter, which was, of course, winter of 2022. I would go give her an estimate. We would get the mow right then and there. She would also ask for a landscaping job. The snow was melted at this point. I was able to do the measurements on the landscaping job. We would get that as well. I didn't like her right away. She referred to herself as Mrs. last name. The way she spoke, it was like she was speaking down to you. Had a bunch of little, I want this done, I want that, and a few things I had to tell her, we don't do that, that's not part of it. We can schedule it, but it's not part of mowing. I shouldn't have took the lawn, but we were in a building process. So she was explained to immediately that we collect payment on the 4th mow. As soon as we wrap up the 4th mow, we come up to the door, we collect a check, sales tax, everything. Okay, so we finish that winter. We confirm with her that, you know, she's on our mowing route, and we begin mowing that spring. We contacted her, everyone, like the day before her first bill was due, just like we do. Oh, okay, good deal, thank you. We get there, we finish the mow. I go knock at the door, no one's home. I would call her and say, hey, we're here, we just finished the mow. We spoke yesterday. Yeah, leave the invoice, I'll mail you the check. Oh. So I said, well, we don't normally do that. Like we talked about, we collect the check on the 4th mow. Well, I'm never home during the day. I'm at my daughter's from like 5 a.m. till like 9 p.m. watching all of her kids. I guess the daughter ended up adopting a bunch of kids, and of course don't have the time to watch them, so the mom has to go there for like 16 hours a day. So I said, well, that's not what we agreed to, but you know, we need to figure this out. Now, we did have one other person mailing us a check, and they had mailed us a check from the minute we started the business all the way through our 2nd year. But during the 2nd year, the original customer, one of her checks was delivered to a business across the street and was sent back to her, and then one, we don't know what happened to it, and it was sent back to her. So we knew we were going to be getting rid of this mailing thing. So we had to let this woman mail us a check. I mean, what could we do about it? There was a few times we didn't have credit card on file yet. We were experimenting with Yard Book with a few people, but I didn't like it. So yeah, she mailed us a check, and there was a few times during the year that it took a little bit longer than what I wanted, and I said there's no way she mailed that check the day she received the invoice or even the next day. We let it go on all season. We knew we were putting it into the mailing of the checks for this year. So the year continued. She would have a few complaints, not of what we were doing, but of things that were not our job that we were not doing. And I would explain to her, has nothing to do with us. Unless you want to pay extra for it, then we will do it. It's a big property. We've shown it on camera. It's all fenced in with a metal gate. Okay, it's only like a 4-foot tall gate. Well, in the back, there's about a 2-foot section that has to be trimmed behind her gate, and there's like a sewer there, a drain. Well, the gate that goes out there had a lock on it, and the only other way back there was to walk through the neighbors, because if you jump the gate, you're jumping from really high into a ditch, and there's all these roots from these trees intersecting each other. Not a good idea. So I would tell her, hey, we need this gate unlocked, and she's like, huh, that is not going to be happening. I'm not going to have a breach of security in my home. I'm like, it's a 3 or 4 foot tall gate. Anyone can jump it. And the gate that we go through to mow your lawn isn't locked. So what's the difference with this one not being locked? It was things like that, you know, like I said, I did not like this woman from the jump, but we were in a building process, right? So, coming into this year, we knew Robbie was coming on board. We were looking to add customers, not lose customers. Of course, we kept everyone on board. However, we would contact her weeks and weeks before mowing began, confirm she was on our schedule, and we let her know there will be no mailing of the checks. The check is due on the 4th mow. And the reason we did that is because her last check of last season, it was either last or second to last. I believe it was last. We leave the invoice, 1 week, 2 week, goes by, no check. I contact her. We haven't received your check. I said, I need to come pick up a check now to pay your bill. Well, I don't want to cancel that check. It's gonna come. I mailed it. I know what day I mailed it on. So I don't know what day you mailed it on, but I do not have it, and it's been 2 full weeks I don't have your check. This call was on a Monday, I know. So I said, listen, the mail runs through Saturday. I will wait until Saturday, but that's it. Saturday came and went. I contacted her Monday morning. I go, look, the check never came. We have to come pick up a check. Well, I don't want, and I immediately cut her off. I said, listen, I don't care if you cancel the check or not, but I'm coming today to pick up another check. We do go pick up another check. She had an attitude about it. Of course, she was all mad. We pick up the check, and then she would contact me the next day. I think she said the check was returned to her. So we would let her know this year there's no mailing the checks. First bill, and she had already been told the check is to be at the house at the 4th mow. First bill, she's not home, no check, but we're already there. I said, cut it. You know, we went ahead and cut it. I contact her, and she's like, yeah, I didn't leave the check there. I'm at my daughter's. Can you please pick it up? I said, listen, I'm gonna pick this check up, but the check is to be at your house. She lived like 3 streets away. Next month, same thing. So I go pick the check up, and I leave a note in her, and where she put the check at, in the envelope she had left for me, I left a note. And I said, you're gonna have to go on credit card on file. There's no other options for you. She would contact me back. Yeah, I'll make sure the check's there. I'm sorry. Okay. This billing cycle, let's go to Wednesday. Last Wednesday. I would contact her. I'd say, we're going to be there tomorrow to do 4th Mow. I left you your invoice last week. The check needs to be at the house. Well, you're going to have to come pick it up at my daughter's. I'm not leaving it if I'm not there. I said, look, I'm sure there's somewhere safe for you to leave it. You have to leave the check. I have the text messages. I should have, damn it, I should have brought my phone out. She would go on to tell me she is absolutely not leaving a check. I have no other choice but to come to her daughter's house, pick up the check, and that is what it is. I text back, that will not be happening. I said, I was understanding enough to come pick it up 2 times in a row while telling you that this is not our procedure, which it is not. The check is to be at your house. I said, this is your responsibility, not mine, and there's no other way about it. I said, if you want, I can call you tonight. I can put you on credit card on file, and that will end this. No, I'm not giving you my credit card number, blah, 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 blah. So I remind her of a situation during her first bill this year where because we started leaving the invoices on the 3rd mow. We didn't do that last year. She contacted me when she got that invoice, and she said, this is what she said. Yeah, I got your invoice. I will write you a check next week after you perform services, because I do not feel comfortable writing you a check for services not yet rendered. That's what she said on the phone. Just like that too, bitch. So I said, oh, so I can trust you with my money for 3 weeks, but you don't trust us with 1 week? I said, no one asked you for a check in advance. That's when I explained to her that we leave it on the 3rd. Like I reminded her again, we talked about this already weeks before mowing started, as I said. And I reminded her that, you know, we leave the invoice so you have a whole week to have the check ready and at the house. So she would tell me, go to my house tomorrow, cut the grass. It'll be the last time you're on my property. Come to my daughter's house, pick up the check, and you're done. I said, well, that won't be happening. Your grass will not be cut by my company, and now you owe this amount, which was $162 with sales tax. She said, I'm telling you right now, you better get your ass over to my house tomorrow on time and cut my grass. You can imagine my tone of voice changed at this time. I let her know her grass absolutely 100% would not be getting cut. She would pay the amount that she owed with a quickness. And I told her, you're not going to find anyone to deal with you like this. And I said, just so you know, a lot of companies that I know in this area, they only take payment in advance. You only have the option for credit card on file. And no one will deal with your attitude. I would hang up on her, and that's it. She would be dropped. So it sucks because even though there were issues with her payments, it was always paid. We hardly ever seen her, but when we did see her, it was always some bullshit. You know, like her garden beds. Well, we don't deal with those unless it's a separately billed project. Why can't you just go pull the weeds for me when you're here? I said, well, I can for this amount. Why? I'm already paying you to cut the grass. Shit like that. So, yep, she would get dropped. You know, that account brought in $200 a month, before sales tax. So it sucks to lose it, but oh well. You know, it is what it is. Maybe this week or next will be episode number 2. You know what episode number 2 is? It's another episode of the chopping block. Dropped another one last night, and I don't care. We're trimming the fat. I'm done with the bullshit. Customers are not going to dictate things to me. Once you hire us, you know, we put a lot of thought into your lawn, into the weather, into next week's weather, all kinds of things. You're not going to dictate to me. I mentioned this customer in a video a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I actually said I was hoping on July 4th we had to cut her grass because it had rained. Everything will be explained in the video. I said in that video I was hoping she was going to come outside and say some shit just so I could drop her. She did. Alright guys, if you liked the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, let me know everything I'm doing wrong, and keep the measures clean, boys. I'm out.